Welcome to Graeme Games. My name's Graeme. This is a game. Today I'm playing Hero Wars. I have already played a little bit of the game myself. I played some off camera entirely, and then I was getting ready for the stream, and I, transferring things over, lost my save. So I've played the first little part of the campaign over again. And for anyone who's curious, because I feel like people were kind of like, what the hell, we haven't heard from you in 3 weeks, and now all of a sudden you're streaming like this game we haven't seen before. Yeah, I was lining up a sponsorship with Hero Wars over on the Two Left Thumbs channel. Things were going well. Issues on my end resulted in having to call that off pretty last minute. I felt guilty about it. I offered to do a stream of the game. They were super chill to work with, so I didn't want to leave them totally hanging. Genuinely, very nice people. And so, yeah, I was like, yeah, I feel like I owe you guys a little. I'll play some of the game live, have kind of a fun opportunity for hanging out with chat. I see some people popping in now. Good to see ya. And yeah, so if anyone's curious, I intentionally took a week off, and then that snowballed fairly quickly. I don't think I want that guy. I want her instead. Into 2 weeks off, just busy with life, fun things. I went on a little trip with some friends, and nothing crazy extravagant, but it was nice. It was a nice bit of time away, and so I was purposely taking some time off. And then that turned into 2 weekends in a row of very stacked up, lots of stuff going on. I was so run down by the end of it. After a very quiet winter of not a lot going on. You will not succeed. I like the little banter with the characters and stuff as you're fighting your way through. I think that's pretty well done in this. Yeah, so I was just run down. Then, so my purposeful break, wow, it's like fighting full on Diablo here. It turned into longer than I first thought it would be. Oh, I get to use everyone's superpower all at once. He doesn't stand a chance. You're not too late. That went very, very well. Merax has cursed the Dominion. We have to defeat all the demonic commanders. I need your help. Who can I trust but you? And then Galahad, very cool, dig his style. Follow me, Aurora. We'll free the Guardians and save the Dominion together. Also, I'm not sure what's going on with the sound. I think there's the tiniest bit of sound. I think it's just weirdly so ridiculously quiet. I'm trying to figure that out. Sorry if it's you can't actually hear the game. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, not seeming to have any luck with the sound. I'm hoping it'll just kick back in at some point. I've restarted the game and software a few times. So yeah, Shadows over Loathing coming back shortly. I had a bunch of really cool news on the publishing side of things I got really excited about. Required a bunch of additional work, and it's going places, and it's going to be very exciting. Can't share anything on that now, but again, that also meant my little break kept getting larger and larger. But I'll be back to Shadows over Loathing soon. I'm very, very seriously considering, and not sure how I'm going to layer it in, but planning to come back to Fear and Hunger Termina, because I only ever played 2 hours of the demo years ago, and that game's kind of having a moment all of a sudden, and I'm very excited to potentially come back to that. I see some questions in chat. I'm going to play the game for 2 minutes, then I'll come back to questions in chat, and I'll try and find a balance of those. I've never been very good at the split attention of chat and gameplay. Our enemy is strong, Aurora, but I won't surrender. Let our names put fear into the enemy. I've already changed it. I've made it my name. My Graeme, striking fear straight to the heart of the enemy. Merax is just one among many demonic commanders, so the war has only just begun. I'm counting on you, Galahad. Beginner's bundle. This is, honestly, I've played this for an hour and a bit, and this is the first time it's prompted me to spend money. I will not be doing that today. Do not plan to. Apparently you have 24 hours to go claim that. There's a link in the description, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, that is coordinated with the Hero Wars team. And it has 2 left thumbs in the link or whatever, and you get a little bundle. I think you get a hero, you get some currency and things, and so it's a nice little starting point. I found this game to be very low key. You can just kind of come and go as you please, put in a bit of time here there. Ooh, magical chests contain new heroes or soul stones to evolve your team, which I've done this before, but I don't know if I realized that when I was opening it that it was kind of like a loot crate sort of situation where I don't know necessarily what I'm going to get. Cleaver seems very cool. Seems like a little bit Hell Cult mixed with Mad Max. That's like pretty neat. But I'm just going to doing like free spendings on things. Foxes are one of my favorite animals, I would say. Yeah, so if a game doesn't force me to do these sort of things, then I'm pretty okay with all of it. I can promote them already? No. Okay, so this is how the loot works in this game, which is a little atypical. You would think rather like you want to stack up specific gear that raises their stats and is like good for them. It's more a matter of you fill your character with loot, and then once they're filled, you're allowed to promote them. So you do still get like attribute bonuses from equipping equipment. But I would still need a set of armor and like a melee weapon. For her, I need like everything. Some form of like bracer, I think. Hat, shield, all these different things. And then once you have that, you can promote them, and then that brings them up to the next level. You can start playing around with things like their skills. I didn't realize, oh no, I don't have skill points available. No, I don't think I do. Oh, and you can check like the stats, all the stuff that you're adjusting to be able to do your different like promotions, and it just keeps scaling up. And I like that they follow the conventions of RPGs like Diablo, where it's like white, green. I think in Diablo blue is before green, and then purple, orange for the top tier. I like that they stuck with that. It's very familiar. So, question in the comments over there. What is the status on Repella Fella? Well, as of like this week, this is some of the publishing news, and I can probably say this much. The game is done, which is really crazy to say. It's like end to end a finished game. You can play all of it. There's like polish and some things going on at this stage. We are considering rescoring the entire game, because right now it uses a lot of like royalty free tracks and things like that, and we're worried about issues with things getting flagged on YouTube, and so we're debating hiring someone to compose the entire game. And there's a lot of music in that game, and if we decide to go that route, it's going to push things back, and that's why we haven't really like announced a date or anything. And so like the game is done. Like we could release it like tomorrow sort of thing, which is crazy, but we need to do more promotion. We need to improve the soundtrack. There's like different things that need to be worked on. But like 2023 is the release date of Repella Fella. I can say that much. That is like for sure going ahead. I don't know what's going on with the sound. I kind of just hoped that as I was playing it, it would like come back. I don't know what's going on there. I've restarted the game, the software. At this point, I'm just playing around with things. So 2 days in a row, you get to claim some freebie gems. This is more just like, here are things that you could be doing. Oh, I do get to collect that one. Yeah, okay. I misunderstood that before actually and thought it was asking me to spend it. Yes, that those are freebies for me. I completed opening a chest, so again, more freebies. Gotta claim all your freebies. I don't want to use a bunch of energy right now. I don't really want to watch ads right now. The heroes, they all have like exclamation points, because I think, I could be leveling up their skills a bunch. More power. I have a shitload of gold. It's not something I need to be that precious with. But let's just get back out into the campaign. So I had cleared that first area, which was basically entirely built around just getting a basic team together. You start with Galahad, and then you add 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go rescue Aurora. That was basically all that was going on with that one. This map, maybe this one as well. I kind of just want to feel very, very Hero Warsy, or it's like the next step. It goes from flash art to a little bit more detailed digital painting, but it has that sort of flash spirit behind it. So you get to see all the different things you're fighting. I didn't realize I was going to be fighting Fox or fighting Thea, who I'm pretty sure I have. Um, I for sure get a soul stone. I think these are all like guaranteed things that you will get for completing this like area. It tells you a little bit about how hard, how difficult it'll be. You have to spend energy to go into your fights. You get to choose who you're taking with you, and I feel good about that arrangement of team. The teams, I'll swap some out here and there as we push through things, but for now we can just go for it. Oh, see, there is sound. What the heck? Why is it so quiet? Hopefully, hopefully you guys can hear that if I push things up a little there. Maybe you can start hearing a bit of, excuse me, a bit of sound in the background actually. Ooh, well, I better use my like skills and things. The guy who reminds me very much of Tyrael from like Diablo, but if he was like a little bit evil seeming, it's like evil Tyrael. He has a shield, which is super helpful. In the back there, she's a healer. Aurora's getting messed up there. I don't think I'm saving her. The jump in difficulty may have been such that I'm getting kind of messed up. Her big like gun attack thing is really good. That heals everyone. Iron skies raining down from up top. If this is the last one, I think this is the third of third. I should be fine, but that was like dicey. That did not go very well. Heal everyone up again and shields, and then we'll like barely pull through. Oh god, her especially. Oh, because she keeps healing herself. Okay, better just like pump out the big final moves there. That one was actually like harder than they have been. You can turn on like auto battling. I don't really like that. I don't really feel like doing it that way. Takes a little bit too much out of it. Oh, okay. So, by completing the area, you earn stars, and every so many stars, you get to do one of these, which I actually have to go back because I'm shy. A star. Oh, I'm shy. I'm so passable. No, I'm a little bit behind in the star total that I need. And then I'll show you guys something like kind of weird in this game, something I don't quite understand. I have no obligation to like view this game favorably. This isn't even like a paid sponsorship. It's just like a favor essentially for like a group of people that I enjoyed working with. But yeah, there was no signed contract or anything, so I can say whatever I want about this game if I feel like being critical about it or anything like that. So I want to put that out there, that if anyone thinks that I'm like being closed-lipped or anything to like protect some anything, yeah, it's not like that. It's not what this stream is. But this, oh come on, I must not have been paying enough attention to like maximize that. Because I can't believe I didn't get 3 stars off of that. Actually, that seemed like such a guarantee that I just, well, I'll show you how the auto battling works. I actually haven't even played around with it, so I don't even know if they start using their special abilities automatically or if it's there's so little other inputs that must be what it is. God, Aurora is not holding up too well. Yeah, they use their like ultimates automatically and everything as well. Well, if I put them in charge of the battling, then maybe I can actually achieve 3 stars. I'm so close to losing a hero, and I think if you lose a hero, that's where you start losing stars. So there it is. It's a little bit disheartening that I did better when I put the computer in charge, but that makes sense. If things are difficult, you can lean on that. This hero is trapped inside an illusion. You have enough stars to break magic barrier and enter the illusion, save the hero, and collect your reward. Here is the weird part. These mini games are the things that are like exclusively used to advertise this game, and I don't know this, but I a little bit suspect that they got enough backlash for marketing their game with something that isn't even a part of the game that they were like, oh, we better like add that. We better go ahead and include it. I think that's what would have happened here. So I'm going to combine those to just make a rock. I don't think that's what I needed to do. I don't really understand. That was easier than they've ever been. I was the third one of those, and it was the easiest one. I honestly couldn't even really see a way to like The first one was very easy. The second one was like a little bit more involved. I wonder if I can go back and do it again. No, I don't think I can. Yeah, the mini game thing is so weird because now this thing, it's not false advertising anymore. It is like a part of the game now, but it's like not a substantial part of the game. I honestly don't know why they wouldn't make two games. Make a game that is like the turn based or like auto battler fighting thing, and make a separate game that is like these puzzles where you move things around and they mix and collide and transform and what have you. Like, why wouldn't they be that way? I don't understand. Okay, so I got a bunch of the soul stones for completing that, which are the things you need to evolve your character. So she's just like a little, she'll remain level 6, but will gain all sorts of additional bonuses and things. And I think, might even still look the same. I'm honestly not sure if that changed or not. That was the only thing I have to equip. The auto equipping is just like nice and simple. And if you're missing something, then you can specifically find out where you need to go to get it. So that one I'm not going to do. Some of them require crafting, and then same thing. You need this type of arrow, and you need, which one of those did I click on? And you need the boots, and you need this flask. The flask can be got at this section, then you go out to this section, and you just grind through that and get the item you need. You go back, you craft it. It's nice in the sense that like there is this larger campaign and like set of levels to be working through, but the game is designed in a way where returning to old levels has a purpose. And so like maybe it's bordering on a little grindy that way, but for a game that requires like so little attention, and that you're meant to play quite passively and just kill the odd bit of time on your like bus ride or what have you, then yeah, that works totally fine if you ask me. So now I have everything I need, and it costs gold. You can craft the belt and equip it. There you go. I'm a little bit closer. Maybe I kind of just keep doing this for now, for one character's worth, and just because I have the different areas necessary for that unlocked, and so I might as well like work through them that way, gather up the basic equipment I need, give him a nice little promotion, make myself a little stronger. The like second area of this game has been kind of notably harder. Oh, I would love to see the Swords and Souls universe, or just like in general that Souls universe brought over to mobile. I think those devs would be able to do that. That's like largely what Swords and Souls is kind of like auto battling with player input, and so I feel like they could do some really cool. Did I like not get it? Maybe you're not guaranteed those items. It's just a place you can get it. That's probably what's going on. But yeah, I feel like that game and those dev style would work really well in this form of game. Go do these auto battles, level up your characters, play some mini games. Like Never Seen is really fun. It's very similar to this with like with more player input during this section, plus the mini games, but it's not on mobile. I feel like it would be well suited to mobile. They would probably have to change the mini games a bit, but maybe someday. I feel like Never Seen was relatively successful, so they might consider it. I keep not getting that, so I guess I'm gonna try and just move on anyways. Oh, Super Pro Haze. Thank you very much. This guy's underrated. I feel like reading it out loud feels like I'm patting myself on the back or whatever, but thank you. I appreciate it. It's been drawing my attention to this. That's like, it's like a limited time thing for me to go out and try and get. There, unique event, complete missions, and get hero soul stones. And that's attached to Arachne. There's no trace of humanity left in her. She's a perfect assassin now. Arachne's hypnotic gaze freezes her prey, and her claws tear the unfortunate victim apart. So very like a Black Widow, or like just a predatory spider in general. Arachnid. I hope people can see or hear the sound at this point. Yes, this is live. Someone in the comment, is this recorded or live? How can I tell that it's live? Honestly, I don't know, because it absolutely is a thing that you could loop footage through software and feed it into the live portion of YouTube. It's absolutely like a thing that you could do. Whoops. Should have been using all my skills. I saved one for the next round of enemies. The healing was quite important, though. I felt like I had to get to that as quickly as possible. Oh, she got taken out right before her ultimate was ready. I didn't get to use the heal that I kind of needed there. Dang it. Like, I think the character art and stuff in this is good. I should hope so. I think they have a lot of money to work with. And the game runs very smooth, actually. I need to just quite generally thank people over on Twitter for helping me out here, because I have used a different software to emulate mobile in the past, and it was so sketchy and never worked that well. And now I'm using something called LD Player. It's working super well. So that's great. And that's where I lost my save file, was trying to move things from my phone to the computer, because I could not figure out how to record my phone. Why don't I stream on Twitch? Because Twitch is really built in a way that requires you to be very regimented and very, like, stick so strictly to a schedule. If you're not streaming 60 hours a week, daily, 6 hours a day, then Twitch will, like, never pay you any mind. I could do it, and I could, like, feed my existing audience into that and kind of, like, build it in a way where I would get a little bit of a head start rather than starting streaming on Twitch from absolute square one scratch. But it still is like a build up. And while streaming is fun, and I kind of want to do it more often than I currently do, I don't think I can do it as often as Twitch requires. And so at that point, I don't know, I've played around with it in the past. I'm not ruling it out permanently, but it just works better to stream where the audience kind of already is. YouTube is like kind of in this balance for me right now, whereas like the game publishing stuff is doing well. I'm able to treat YouTube more and more casually, and I still want to be productive and have like quality output and everything, but I'm able to like take some breaks like I have quite recently. And so that's kind of where I'm at with all that. This one seems simple because I like think you have to pull them. Yeah, you have to pull them out by like the pin. That'll run into that. So, oh, I'm foolish. Oh, no, that did work. Mostly, entirely, yes. For a minute, it seemed like some of the treasure did end up falling in the lava, and I was going to get screwed over by that. Apparently, it didn't matter. I'm fine. You gather up all of these soul stones for a character I don't have, so I can't really put those in. I am well aware of Captain Sauce. I don't watch his stuff super often, and that's entirely just because I don't watch any Let's Players very often, because if I go into a game, I like to go in blind, like if I'm recording it. But on occasion, I know that it's something that I don't really have any interest in playing myself, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just watch so-and-so play it then. Captain Sauce playing like Repella Fella, that would be a dream. Now the arena is available to you. This is where guardians compete with each other in showing valor. I guess I'll probably check that out in a minute. I don't know what this is. Oh, it wants me to. It's like the tutorial is stretched out very thinly across the game. I hate when you pick up a mobile game and it doesn't even let you play for like 30 minutes because it's too busy being like, here's where the shop is. Here's how to press the button. It's like, yes, I know. I've touched a phone before. I know how buttons work. So this game, I think, has done it well. There's a little bit of that hand-holdiness early on, but they get through it very quickly, and then the rest of it is sprinkled in as they introduce things. So I'm very view that quite favorably in Hero Wars. Look at that, a suitable opponent for the very first fight. And I do still get to choose who I bring with me, or no, I just pick one? No, I do get to take whoever I want to battle. That was more hand-holdy than usual. Usually it would just be like, hey, pick your heroes. That was like strange, especially at a point in time where like I've clearly already been doing that for a while. So there's Arachne, and she has like, I honestly didn't expect her to be like tech based. It's kind of cool. I kind of dig her weird like Spider-Verse Doctor Octopus thing she's got going on, but also a little bit like StarCraft Kerrigan. There's like a cool mix there. I like that character quite a lot. Your rank in the top list. 23,301st up to 23,300th. I'm climbing that ladder. I'll be at the top in no time. I still just could keep fighting them. Oh, these are other people. These are actual people whose ass I just kicked. So these guys are a higher level than me overall, and I do believe I would get beat up. I'm level 10. I'm a little further along than I thought I was. Maybe it's not so crazy. But maybe I should spend a little bit of money on my heroes. Summon. Because I have enough soul stones to do so. Yeah, you've got enough soul stones. Ooh, pretty pricey to summon the character. But there we go. We got someone. What does her skill do? A magical flower grows around Maya, protecting her from any attacks. Unless it is destroyed, the flower will restore health of all teammates over time. That's pretty dang good, honestly. I'm a long ways away from being able to promote the character, so I am going to not worry about that. Yeah, I'm probably not going to take her into battle right away then. But I could level up some of these other skills and things, like just throw a bit of money at the characters so they're a little bit better off. Oh, I never once leveled up his like main deal apparently. Sorry about that. Sorry to leave some of you all. Oh, see there I've lost my skill points and they recharge over time. Okay, so I was supposed to be more on top of like the spending of those points apparently. Where did I put my water? Do you think Newgrounds gets enough attention? No, never. Newgrounds should be the most popular site on the internet, and you can't convince me otherwise. So, if you're asking me, there is no ceiling for Newgrounds' popularity. I think, you can't use auto battle. I was like, I'm just going to use auto battle for this because fighting a person, it's a little bit scary. Oh, come on, take her Aurora out first. Oh, perfect. It's a good thing I have like a healing person in place here. I think that's making like all the difference. I barely know what is allowing them to like, you auto battle when you're playing against people, I think is what's happening there. And so I have like no inputs here. This is just like putting your two teams to the test, however you've refined them, and then this is their forged in steel moment. Okay, so that's literally just like, whoa, the leap forward on that one was a lot more substantial. Here's someone who's like closer. Oh, battle available, and there we go. That's kind of goofy that the timing of that worked out. I must still get like, I guess I increased my rank, but I must get like coins and stuff too for doing these battles, right? I'm not even certain. But if this is gonna auto battle anyways, oh, look at their goofy character. It's got like tooth gap and the little like Nerf pistols and everything. I got a big Gatling gun. Why haven't you played Tabs yet? Like Totally Accurate Battle Simulator? Those games, there was a point in my YouTube Let's Play stuff where I really, really did chase whatever was popular at the time, and that would have been Tabs was a huge example, like made for YouTube style of game. I have nothing against that. So many of them are like crazy super fun. I imagine in my own publishing trajectory, I'll be involved in a few games that are built to benefit from YouTube. There's one we're working on now, The Doorway Effect. We haven't like announced a lot with that game yet. Daily Arena Award increased. Oh, cool. So I'll just, by holding a ranked position, you get more out of it. That's actually kind of cool. That's a cool way to encourage you to do these battles and like keep pushing your characters further. I think I'm gonna get my ass kicked here. He had like a level 15 Galahad. Yeah, the doorway effect has YouTube and the YouTube ecosystem in mind, but we're still making sure that the game is like legitimately fun, like something like Tabs is. I feel like there are like these memey games that aren't actually fun and you wouldn't play otherwise. We want the doorway effect to be something you would play on your own and will perform well on YouTube. But anyways, back in the day, I feel like I missed the boat on Tabs, and if you are late to something on YouTube, then it's almost not worth it. Like, unless you already have a million followers or whatever, if you are late to covering a game like Tabs, even by like 2 days, there's already 400 videos on it. You're drowned out. You've missed it. And my channel's never really been in a place where I can like play the popular games late and still have them perform well. But now I'm at this point where I'm just playing kind of whatever the hell I want, whatever looks interesting to me at the time. I care a lot less about trying to grow this Let's Play channel, and it's more just like hanging out, having fun, engaging with that existing audience. So, you know, I'm certainly not ruling out anything like playing Tabs one day, but now the game is fairly old and there's new stuff coming out all the time that I'll probably put my energy into instead. Yeah, that's kind of what happened with that one yet. Or yet back then, I guess is a better way to put it. So yeah, don't rule that stuff out. But I'm not rushing out to play the most popular things anymore. It kind of takes a lot of the fun out of YouTube, which is really unfortunate that when you're starting out on this platform and you just kind of want to get in there and play games and have fun, if you want to grow your channel, which 99% of people who start a YouTube channel want. Okay, I wasn't sure what that was actually. I just wanted to check it. Then you have to play the most popular games, and it's not worth doing that unless you're like the first to do it, and that's not going to happen unless you're putting ungodly hours into it, which most people are doing this like part-time and in their spare time and as like on top of like a full job and everything. Oh, the cycle of YouTubery is so vicious. And especially for Let's Plays, where I think kind of gone are the days of like the unedited style that I do. I refuse to like break free of it because it's what I'm comfortable with, and I don't want to have 30 million things popping up on screen and 1,000 jump cuts and like, you know, just an overwhelming embodiment of some form of like ADD or something. Like, it's a little much, and it doesn't really fit my style. And so I'm going to keep living back in the like 5 years ago world of, of YouTube that I started out in, where it's like quite viable to just play games casually. That's what people know from this channel. It's what they expect. And luckily now and again, new people find it and are on board with that. Like, obviously there's always going to be an audience looking for that style. It's just become so much less common nowadays. But yeah, my focus is mainly on new games. Oh, come on. Yeah, that big guy was a badass there. He's kind of sketch. Ooh, my precious. The Lost Ring. Ooh, and I got the mantle that I've been trying to get. That's nice. And the experience potions, which I haven't bothered with. Not today, at least. There are very good mobile games like Super Bear Adventure, a platformer similar to Super Mario 64. I'm legitimately... Do you know... I was going to say I'm going to Google it quick. I will Google it in a minute. Because what I should probably do first is see who all has equipment to be kind of like doled out. Those dice are easy to get, I think. So I'm going to run out and try for the dice. And I'll put that on auto battle while I Google Super Bear Adventure. Because I honestly don't play a ton of mobile games. I am at my computer so often, and I am recording games, playing games so often in that when I'm away from my computer, games aren't really what I want to do. So I almost never pick up mobile games. I'll have at times I'll get like maybe overly obsessive with one and put insane hours into it. When the mobile Animal Crossing came out, the camp, I kind of forget. I played that game like an hour or two daily for like I think basically an entire year. I had a ton of fun with it, and then one day I was just kind of like, yeah, I think that's good. I think I've like had my fill of that game, and I put it down, and I've never come back to it. I don't know how to make to like equip a specific skill because I feel like my characters keep using their basic skills. Maybe the other ones are like automatic. Like I only activate that one. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't even come up. You got to get to like level 20, and then it seems like, and then level 30, and then a whole other part of this game opens up. I don't know what sparks are. Again, okay, yeah, there's the game becomes bigger and bigger the further along you get. Okay, it's worth it to keep equipping things because you're still raising stats. I can create the crossbow there, so equip that. Ooh, maybe I go out and gather the shield, and I guess I'll do it in a slightly more difficult area, because then at least I'm still getting experience in things while I'm grinding things out. Hey, Cart, thanks for stopping by. Glad you could hang for a little bit. Super Bear Adventure looks like cute. From like the screens I'm seeing, it kind of like does, I don't know, it has a mobile game simplicity to it, but I would be curious if it were made by like some young developer who's trying to make a name and try some things out. Then like cool. If a really big company like made that, it's a little underwhelming. The mobile game market is super unforgiving. I mean, what is easy? Being a YouTuber is unforgiving and difficult. Mobile game market's unforgiving and it's all difficult. Nothing's easy. If it was easy, then everyone would do it. Where else are we? Ooh, Zenko, thanks for stopping by. Watching on your PS4. That's pretty funny. I am sorry that Shadows Over Loathing is as heavily delayed as it has been, and I'm gonna have to really like remind myself where I was in the middle of that game when I pick it back up. I've been feeling a little like run down the last little bit, just busy, just like a lot going on, and the delays in Shadows Over Loathing are a direct result over that. But I'm getting back on like an even keel here. I got some fun things lined up for myself. And so I'll be getting back to that quite shortly, and then hopefully I can just blitz the remainder of that game, which is something I've been really wanting to do, and I was like, I just wanted to play it end to end, daily episodes, and I can't believe how hard that fell apart, but at least I made it up to like that the 57 episode mark, so it's at least as long as West of Loathing, even though the episodes are on average longer in Shadows Over Loathing. So it's a longer series already. But that I'm glad I made it to that cutoff point before the wheels fell off the bike. But I'll be back to that shortly. And hopefully Fear and Hunger, because that game is cool as hell. You gotta be careful because there's like a lot of nudity and graphic content and things. Like, I'm not trying to make a living off of this YouTube channel anymore. I guess I never really was with this Let's Play channel. I hoped that was a possibility, but it's never like been in that position. But I still don't want to get like deleted or demonetized or anything, so got to be a little bit careful playing that series. There's some weird shit in that game in the best way, the best possible way. I have just, there's so much dust in the air and it's driving me crazy, and I'm sorry if I'm touching my face a lot. I'm glad you're enjoying the Shadows Over Loathing. I feel like it's like a tailor-made game for myself. The gameplay is simple. There's like some fun storylines to keep track of. Lots of great humor. The game encourages you to stop and spend your time with it, which is normally how I would like play games anyways. And so yeah, Shadows Over Loathing is really great, and I'm excited to play more of it, and I feel silly for having the delay be as long as it has been. Probably after Shadows over Loathing and Fear and Hunger, if I can find time to fit that one in as well. I'll either do all of one, then all of the other, or alternate them. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to take like a pretty serious break from long series, because that series is so long. It's what, in 24 hours or something already at this point. Like, you could actually watch it for an entire day, which is nuts. I'm going to focus on oh, there's a Galahad on this enemy team. I will focus on one-offs for like a fairly significant portion of time. I feel like there are just so many cool games coming out all the time, and I'm out of the loop on lots of them. So that's probably the direction I'll be going there. Yeah, definitely taking care of myself. Definitely have had ups and downs over the years of times when that's been handled better and worse. Mostly better right now, but I'm still kind of like figuring a few things out. At the end of last year, I made some pretty big like life changes. Don't know yet. Give it some time. And hopefully soon I'll be in like a really nice place. Sucker for puns, absolutely. That makes a huge difference in Shadows over Loathing. Can't get enough of that. I do not care about any of that. It was lit up for me, so I wanted to like see what its deal was. Good. I have done a bunch of these. That's like an entirely new currency, I think. I honestly don't even know what that is. Those are like experience potions, right? Yeah, experience potions. I actually have a crazy amount of those if I want. Is it actually giving me those every time? Oh, okay, because I did numerous of those all at once. And hiccups, and hadn't gone collecting them. So each time I collected it, it was like, oh, you've also done the next tier of this. Oh, you've also done the next tier of it. So that's why it kept getting re-added to the list. So hiccups hurt. Artemis, collect 10, blah, blah, blah. A Highwaymen coin. Earn these coins by winning in the Highwaymen mode and spend them in the Highwayman shop. Well, I have not encountered that whatsoever. I don't know what that is. Has not come up yet. I've never gone to the merchant because I assume things are really expensive here. I have the arena coins from doing the arena battles. You can put those towards different characters. Things are like a little pricey there, but you can just go do more battles. Maybe I'll do some more arena battles right now. Where's my power at? Maybe I can beat up Pin. Was that their name? We'll show them what's what. Oh man, you've been there right since the early days of West of Loathing. That's fantastic. It's a fun pair of series. Part of me wishes I could it's not a wish, I could do it. Go back and redo West of Loathing and make sure the episode lengths are consistent, because the first handful are like extra short because that's the length of video I was doing at the time. There's no face cam because I wasn't doing face cam at the time. Like, I wish that I could change those things, but I hope the quality of the commentary and everything is still good. I'm not worried about that. And so for that reason, it's not worth revisiting. It'd be retreading a lot of the same ground. Too many new games. So I don't intend to do that. I just wish it were a little better. I don't send me things. That's totally fine. I will hopefully be back on daily uploads soon, because I agree, it was really fun, and it was really cool to see like the same people popping up in the comments each day and like telling me like, oh, I watch this every day, like while I eat my lunch, or things like that. Like, that's like really cool to hear. And so I'm really excited to get back to that. Is the main takeaway there. To get an ability to refill arena battles, you need VIP 3. So that's not an option. I'm guessing this costs. Yes, it costs money. Or you pay emeralds? What if I hit bonuses? What does that mean? It allows you to make purchases in the VIP shop, use the exchange 25 times a day, start instant loot raids in campaign missions. Oh my god. So it adds a bunch of ways for you to fast forward through parts of the game. Exactly as you would expect. I don't understand how to spend this. Like, can I not just do it? Like, it takes me to this screen, and then it's like, here's where you purchase emeralds. Yeah, I have some. Just let me, like, do it. Let me invest them. All right, well, that makes me not care about that, so maybe I'm done with the arena for now. I don't know what this is. I guess I should see what the deal is with the ship wheel. Reach level 15 to participate in Captain's Tournament event. I'm not all that far away from it. I should check my equipment. Okay, the yellow means you're not ready. Green means you are ready. So I have a handful of things that are like ready to be equipped. I'm starting to have more characters than I realized. Maybe I should go back to the beginning and play around with some of my new heroes. So let me uncheck most of them. I'll take Galahad, I'll take my healer because they're important, and then I'll take my like low level heroes that kind of have nothing going on for them, the duds, and try and bring them up in level a little bit, and maybe learn. I won't do auto battle just yet because I don't know what most of their special abilities are. Galahad, you're really taking away my ability to. All right, going all the way back to the first level was the wrong move. That was a little overly easy. Let me jump like a ways ahead there and see how things differ that way. How's your week been so far? The week has been I've been tired. It's the main thing. That's the main thing I can say about my week so far. But it's been very exciting. On Valentine's Day, so I guess that was a week ago now, I had some very exciting news, very productive conversation. I'm trying to like tiptoe around what I'm allowed to share about it. But kind of an opportunity just formed in the span of 24 hours. Like, it went from talking to possibility to like happening so quickly. And I was so excited about it. I didn't sleep that night. It's like never happened to me before. I went to bed, laid down, eyes wide, couldn't stop thinking. And next thing I knew, it was like 6 a.m. And I was like, well, there's no point going to sleep at 6 a.m. So I actually just got up, made a coffee, and like started my day. And so I pulled an all-nighter just laying in bed, energized by pure adrenaline and excitement. So I can't wait to be able to share more of what's going on with that. But I think has the potential to be a pretty big deal. And so it's like the main thing I've been thinking about now for days, for a week. And it makes me feel guilty because I've been so distracted and so all in on this that it means things like Shadows Over Loathing fell by the wayside. But hopefully when things start happening in regards to this mystery project, then it'll become very clear to people why I kind of tapped out for a couple weeks. I kind of needed it. Like, I needed my focus to be wholly on this thing. And it doesn't help that right when I was in the middle of taking this break, the Steam Next Fest happened, which is like one of your main opportunities to get word out. Heavy Caliber. Oh, so she just like bombs someone. Queen of Flowers. Oh yeah, that's the flower thing that it told me that she makes. I honestly don't know what this guy does. Paralysis. Oh, so he just freezes the monkey. Anyone, but he happened to use it on the monkey. I wanted to see what all their like different skills were all about. Yeah. So I'm not excited about the fact that I fell off my schedule so hard because I was trying real hard to maintain that. But it'll all be worth it. It'll be very exciting. The Steam Next Fest, you have to spend like 2 weeks pumping up your game, advertising it, getting the word out absolutely everywhere. And then the Next Fest itself is 1 week, but the work you put in leading up to the Next Fest is largely what determines how your game performs during the Next Fest. We were gonna have They Speak from the Abyss and Pikachu Dreams both in it at the same time. We ended up backing off They Speak. It wasn't quite ready. We'll pump that one up at a later date when it feels like there's more ready to share for that game. But Pikachu Dreams was like ready for its hot drop, and that one we hyped up like crazy. We're pretty damn happy with how it did during the next fest. But yeah, that was another thing where it's a little bit like, oh, okay, I'm kind of taking some time down from Let's Plays anyways. Maybe I should like take this opportunity to really maximize this. The wish lists are like the single thing that determines how a game performs when it launches. And so we really didn't want to waste that opportunity. So yeah, that was another thing that I've been up to relatively recently. And all these things I'm talking about are all like work things. Hey Bradley, how's it going? Thanks for hopping in. I'm seeing some other names. Sniff Theory's been here for a little bit. Serenia, how's it going? Thanks for hopping in. Oh, can I start? The Highwayman thing comes up later. 15, so I'll nearly be able to do that. The Highwayman thing is further away than I expected it to be, honestly. I'm doing pretty well with my like crappy team. my heroes that I like honestly didn't think that I wasn't intending to level up. Just kind of decided to circle back because it would be easy while we're just chatting anyways. Yeah, but I guess I've been talking all about the work stuff. One of my fun things I went and did, there's like some mountains, not some very big ones or anything, but like a few hours away. So I got to go spend a weekend doing a bit of skiing, which I usually get to do maybe like once a year, probably a little less. I have to like rent gear. I'm not like not a super skilled skier, don't get out very often or anything. But it's fun. I like getting out there. So yeah, like some of the stuff that I've had going on that's kept me busy and has me feeling tired is that I was away for a weekend skiing. So that's like a very fun thing that I like have no complaints about. So it makes me feel like I shouldn't even be like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, it's been busy. Like, yeah, it's been busy, but I'm tired because my work and personal life are both busy, which is good. It's a good place to be in. Faceless. That's a cool name. Kai, the Arachne. Arachne? Yeah, you'd say it Arachne, I think. The Wild Satyr. And Centaur, the Legionnaire. It keeps telling me about the Arachne thing. Is it just killing a bunch of hers is all that the quest is? I don't really understand exactly what the quest is with that one. Yeah, I really don't think I'll replay West of Loathing. It seems like you already heard my whole rationale behind that. I appreciate the understanding. I'd rather just, it's like time to move on to other things. Shadows over Loathing. Still gotta finish that though. Yeah, this is the only game I'll be streaming today. I'm gonna play for a couple hours, just kind of like hang out. And I haven't said so in a while. I'll remind people, newcomers, if you are interested in playing the game for yourself, there's a link at the top of the description. It gives you like a free bunch of gold and emeralds and like a free hero. I think it's like an assortment of things to kind of give you like a leg up. I was curious. And so I started playing the game even without that. And the Faceless like changes into other characters. That's pretty cool actually. Oh, and they healed themselves a bunch. They had like 1 health left. It was so damn close. But yeah, I started playing this game even without like the leg up sort of thing, and the game is quite generous with what it like hands you early on. Wow, the cycle that we're in here with this guy, he heals himself to max health the second he gets down to like the tiniest. I wonder if he can only turn himself into things he's currently fighting against. I think that's the case. Oh, and it just drops the mask at the end. That's kind of cool. That was tough. He was a fairly tough opponent. Good for you, Galahad. Rooting for you. Yeah, but the game's quite generous with the amount of currency it gives early on, and so you give yourself even more of like a level up there. Oh, I get to choose which direction I get to pull this. Well, I will pull it that way so that I dump a bunch of lava on top of that wolf. Sucks to be him. See, the way they have built these little mini games is that, like, presumably they're meant to get a little harder with each one, but because they come up so infrequently, that ramp isn't felt. It's like as easy as the first one that I did an hour ago, and then it's kind of like underwhelming when you get around to it. If they're going to include that in the game, I feel like there should be more effort put into it. I don't know. I don't know how people feel about that. A consumable. Oh, that's where that ended up. Yes, I will use that, please and thank you. And I got a couple of shields out of it. That sure was underwhelming. Whatever. I don't... If I can get my hands on her... Which I... Is that what it's telling me? Is like, go play the game? And then you might... That's how you're going to find her? Presumably? Probably? Just mess around with things a little bit. Oh yeah, I keep getting new gems for promoting heroes and for leveling things up in the arena. Excellent. I have so many emeralds now, it's insane. My favorite ending of Henry Stickmin. Oh my god, I don't know if I have an encyclopedic knowledge of the game the way people I think expect. I have spent an insane amount of time in that game, like 100 hours or whatever, but it was very much in the process of putting together very specific videos, and then like there was a little bit of a sense of relief of setting it aside on the other end of that, because like that is a lot of time to put into one game, especially a game that's not really meant to be replayed, or like it's a replayable game, but something you come back to every few years and relive and enjoy and remind yourself. It's not something you play end to end 14 times in like 2 weeks. So yeah, I still love the game. My opinion of the game has not changed, but I almost like intentionally dumped some of it from my brain when I made like that final Top At clan backstory video and the missed references and the full compilation. Like that was a very satisfying bow for me to put on things. And so now I'm struggling to like recall all of the endings. Whatever one I say will just be whatever one I can actively remember at the moment. I would have to like properly think about it and look through the endings. So I've fully equipped him, so I'm allowed to promote him. His power goes up a little. I have a couple extra little bits of gear that I can give him again. Shining armor. Oh, but I can't. I can create it, but I can't equip it for a little ways still. I guess I can check here. This is way easier than flicking through the characters. I can just check through that. What things I have, what I'm lacking. I guess I'll level up. Oh, right, the skill points thing. Yeah, so I probably should have given those to Astaroth instead. Oh, no, I did eventually level up his skills. Okay, that's not totally nothing. Ginger's who I probably should have been spending some of that on. I am going to... I assume this costs currency. It costs money. Plus free raids forever. That's a little out of control, isn't it? There was something that came up... when I was, I guess I should go to level 2. No, here. Is it not even going to come up? There was like a thing on one of these that I was going to that was like raid, instant raid. Free raids forever for any payment today. So if I spend money, you get the raids to instantly complete missions for free. That's like not what I want. I don't want the game to be played for me and made extra easy, you know? That's not what I'm here for. It was fun to go back and like level up some of my old characters, but I have my fully elite team here who's a little bit more well-rounded, I think, and you know, further along in their leveling up. So for the sake of pushing forward the campaign, I'll go back to them. I wish I could rearrange. I guess she has a shield, but like Aurora always ends up as the damage sponge, and I don't even know if she has the most health. I feel like I should look into that, but she's always the one who ends up getting knocked around first. Maybe I should have 2 healers on the team. Maybe that would make like a big difference. Heat in the oven for some chicken nuggies? Yeah, never apologize for that. That's the best. What better way could you spend your time? I'm I'm rooting for you. I hope they're the best nuggets you've ever eaten. I don't think there's anything else I could have gotten out of that. My crappy team was doing well, even against higher level enemies, and so maybe that team, maybe because all of these are like starter heroes, maybe that other team is actually better. I should maybe compare some like stats, like see what the different characters bring to the team and start thinking about like team compositions at like a more strategic level rather than just throwing things around. Ugh. Dusty. Is there a fancy pants timeline? I wish. It's funny because when we announced it back, pushing 2 years ago, is that what the timeline is on that? A year and a half, probably more like a year and a half, something like that. We were like, we're gonna do this in like 3 months. It'll be a rapid development, win-win all around. Fans will be excited to finally have the classic pack. You know, we were just pushing it, just blast through that. And then really quickly, I feel like there was a feeling of like, oh, are we like rushing this? Like, there's such a legacy to this series, and the fandom is amazing, and they've stuck with it for so long. Do we really just want to like put the games together and then sell it? Like, people would be appreciative of that, some people at least, to like have the games in a form that they own and can come back to, and it's reliable, and they can support Brad, like that all sounded like good, like win-win stuff. And then the more time that got spent on it, the more it started to feel like, oh wow, that had a lot in it. The more it started to feel like we could make this special. Like, there's so much more that could be put into it. All this like behind the scenes content and stuff that like some never before seen things. And Brad has these really cool ideas of how to like stitch the games together in a way that makes the pack worth owning for people who have played through those games 10,000 times before, like separate it out substantially from the free versions of those games that will continue to exist. Because like, yeah, it's cool to have the purchasable games feel like a tip jar or what have you that people can come back to and play around with. But it's like, you want to create something that like feels worthy of that legacy and like has an overall polish and quality to it. And Brad has like other things that he has to do other than fancy pants. Like, God, isn't it a shame that a developer like Brad Bourne, the creator of Fancy Pants, isn't like a millionaire who's able to do this like full time? Like, that sucks. Maybe we'll have some breakout hit or something, but like, mostly this is being made in spare time for the fans, and we're trying to be careful with it. And we definitely announced things too soon. But it was good. It was good to like get the pulse of the audience a little bit by doing it that way. And so I don't regret it, but I regret setting an expectation that it was happening soon. So like not remotely tying a date to that one. Not for a while, probably. Hopefully soon. Like, we don't want that to be forever. It's like a 2023 thing. Very, very, very hopefully. I can't promise anything with it. By the way, Nautilus are the best. That's something in this game. Yeah, it sucks that Brad's not a millionaire. Yeah. He like deserves it, doesn't he? Like, those games had millions of plays many times over. People still remember them fondly, still talk about them. And that is legitimately why we want to be careful with the classic pack. You don't want to be like, hey, you guys remember Fancy Pants? Here's the exact same free thing that you already know, but now it costs money. That's so underwhelming. The work that Brad has done under the hood of that game to increase the performance and everything and give it widescreen support and all that is already like unreal. It's so cool. And now we just got to worry about making it, like, filling it up with as much other stuff as possible. And Brad's got some cool ideas. Remains to be seen if he can do all of his ideas. He's a very ambitious man. When he gets going on, like, what he wants to do with something, the ideas, the scope grows quickly. And then it's a matter of, like, sitting with things and reviewing it and deciding, all right, which of these are actually, like, feasible and where should we be spending the time and everything. It's a process, but I think it'll all be worth it. I decided to just try and, like, level up that character a little bit, so I'm going back and doing another run out with them, or to one of the past areas. I feel like my characters are starting to get pummeled a little bit, progressing further down the campaign there. So maybe I was gonna commit and do runs until I got enough equipment to be able to promote the character, and I may still. Hiccups are back. I may still end up doing that. The Henry Stickmin is a crazy example. Puffball's spent, I forget, 4 years or something like that, like, actually remaking that entire series, plus making an entire new game on top of it. Like, the amount of work he put into that is unbelievable. And I wish that we could put that level of time and energy into it. I think Brad wants to someday have full remakes, remasters of every world of Fancy Pants. Right now it's just World 1. He's super far along in World 2, I think. And like had been prior to he and I, like, working together. He had already had progress on that one. So I forget exactly where his cutoffs are there, but I think long term the ideal is that World 1, 2, and 3 receive full remasters in the way that, like, Henry Stickmin did. I think I have to blow my nose at this point. I have so much dust and I keep, like, trying to, like, wave things away, so I better go do that. Take care of that. Oh, I'm back already. That was purposely a very quick break. The Nautilus are poor little babies who need help, and it's not related to the game. Oh, gotcha. They are real marine mollusks that are endangered because of overfishing. Oh, dang it. Yeah, people do suck. That's my takeaway on that one. And water vertebrates and vertebrates are, like, the highest risk. Like, overfishing, water pollution, like, invasive species and everything. Water ecosystems just get ruined. It sucks. My undergrad is in conservation biology, and so that's, like, entirely about conserving ecosystem, wildlife, plant species. Like, what can we do to protect existing habitats in their current state? What can we do to enhance habitats to, like, make them closer to what they may have naturally been? And in the event that neither of those are an option, which typically falls more to, like, the land reclamation people, we're more about trying to hold things where they're at, then if a species has been, like, extradited from its home ecosystem, are we able to, like, manufacture an artificial ecosystem that can fill those roles? And so I spent, like, years. That was, like, the work I did. I spent about 4.5, 5 years on my undergrad. I took a few years off, but then I came back to working in a lab. I put several years into a master's. I ended up quitting my master's. Not something I talk about a lot. But the project just wasn't coming together, wasn't for me, and I really wanted to, like, refocus my efforts on YouTube and game publishing. But yeah, so I wasn't aware of that one in particular, but I spent years in the mindset of studying, like, endangered species and things, and it can be a difficult thing. It's just depressing. in a lot of ways. There's a lot of good, like the case study of the Peregrine Falcons. They were down to, I forget, like 3 individuals, 10, something where it's like effectively an extinct species. Like they were gone. And all this red tape and conservation stuff meant that it was really hard to protect them and protect their habitat. And so a bunch of rogue scientists stole a batch of eggs and like looked after them and nurtured them by hand, which was super illegal because it's an endangered species, so you're not supposed to be like handling their eggs in any like experimental or risky ways. And these rogue scientists single-handedly saved the species to the point that it might not even be endangered or at risk. Like peregrine falcons, I think, might be stable, which is insane. We were this close to permanently losing that species, and like a handful of scientists broke the rules and saved it. And I honestly don't know what happened to those scientists. Like, did they get fined or did they get given a medal? Like, I don't know. It's such a crazy case study. I've been meaning to look at my characters. I have the one healer, and she's like not doing a lot. The healing doesn't come up often enough. Maybe I need to invest more in her healing. Heals all members, heals the ally with the lowest health, but not by a lot. And obviously I would have to re-stack skill points again. Oh yeah, I forgot there are like skins. Unlocks. What does it take? What does it take to unlock? Yeah, it takes whatever that currency is. Intelligence skin stone? How do I get that? Raising the intelligence, that also requires the stone. I don't know how to get that. I don't know what that deal is. So I definitely feel like I want a healer on the team. Ginger just attacks all enemies. Aurora, what do you do? What is your thing? A light flash strike at the center of the enemy team and deals damage to all the enemies around the point of impact. Okay, what are your stats like? Health 3260, 3205. Okay, Astaroth does have like noted. Okay, they have quite a bit more health. Considering she always ends up front of the line. What if I just take her off the team for a run? I'll pick someone different. I'm gonna do this one rather than like the hardest, most current one. You don't seem like you've been that helpful. She has like the big nuclear stunning thing. He like freezes people. Maybe that's a good one to like have debuffs and things like that can work against things. I guess I kind of want to like witness this one a little bit. I'm gonna auto battle it to see how the computer makes use of the characters, and I especially want to see him get made use of. I just realized all his creepy little things he has coming out of his back. What a weird little creature that is. Is there any chance we could get the publishing rights for Super Fancy Pants? Yeah, I'm very unhappy with the direction Congregate has gone. Like, it's so disappointing to me that they are now so all in on this crypto stuff and like the Web3 and everything. Like, that company was so cool and it mattered so much and they were so important. That seems like it went well, actually. Maybe I stick with this guy on the team for a little while at least, because I think I have someone who's better able, like Astaroth. I think he's better able, or Galahad, to absorb the damage. Yeah, she just might not have been a good front of the line character at this stage, at least. And now I have a healer, someone who can paralyze, and like a big damage dealer, ranged damage dealer in the back. Yeah, this already feels like a notably better hero composition. I feel good about this. This is cool. I like this. I like how easy it is to test and check hero combinations, and the more you play, the more you unlock, the more you can play around with that and try and get your like ideal combination. And obviously at this point, like there will be a point where the game starts pushing you towards spending more money, But I think if you're the type of person who's interested in playing a game for like a year or whatever, rather than the type of person who wants to maximize a game and get the most out of it in the span of like 1 week, then yeah, the game's going to make you spend money. But I bet you could slowly, steadily build up your team and your resources and unlock heroes and level them up and promote them and things. You could do all that indefinitely for a very long time without spending a dime. Maybe you watch the odd ad to get some like freebies. So far, like I said, there was that one pop-up when the game started. That was the one and only time the game has been like, hey, have you thought about spending money? Basically, every menu you go to has something in it. Oh, they took out Astaroth. Has some component of it that's like, here is a spot where you could spend money. A light crystal. But it's not felt required anywhere. So that's good. It's a very a favorable thing for the game. Hey, I've used enough energy that I get another chest. The energy is among my least favorite parts of the game because it's one thing that's designed to be like, hey, you're only allowed to play this amount of time, and then you're going to have to wait for that to refill, or you're going to have to spend money. Things that limit the amount you're allowed to play a game, I dislike. That I'm not into. I think I was curious about just turning on always use auto battles. See, that's what I was like. I would just turn those on. Maybe those are locked behind VIP or something. That might be the case. And obviously these are being waved around in my face, but I just choose not to click them. That's my main solution there. I don't understand the VIP thing. Visit store. I'm not going to spend money on this. I'm just not going to do it. It's not going to happen. The task list. Oh my God. No. Oh God. Close all this. How do I leave that? What the hell is that? It still is even in the game? Ugh. Go away. No, thank you. All right. Let's run out and do a few more battles. And oh yeah, so that's the special. You specifically fight Galahad in that battle. That's like what that whole deal is about. Yeah, I don't know if it's a very common thing for publishing companies to sell rights to games. I kind of wonder if with like Super Fancy Pants, if they will feel like they've gotten the most out of it, like its time is done sort of thing, and they've moved on. So like, I've thought about it. I'd like to look into it. My assumption is that the amount they would ask for those rights is like wildly beyond what I could afford. Like, it really depends what they paid for it. Do they feel like they made their money back? Do they think there's still earning potential to be had there? So I would be curious. That would be a very interesting thing, and I've definitely thought about it myself. Hopefully someday, because I feel like that would be really cool to be able to bring Fancy Pants under like one umbrella and work closely with Brad to like give that the reach it deserves. Yeah, having like safe habitats specifically designed to replenish populations, super common, especially with fisheries, because fish spawn in like the hundreds of thousands at a time or whatever the number is, and so it's like it's totally a thing. Let me see here. This one's a little bit different. I dump it into the water there, open that up, let all that water go away, and then we can go and collect that. It's slightly more complex than the other ones, but not really at the same time. And it still just keeps giving us for that specific hero, which is kind of strange. I don't know why it just pumps up that one hero more than any other. Maybe in the next world, the puzzles will start being tied to a different hero. I could not say. I wish I could think of other examples where I know that like species get looked after like that, and like I curated. I mean, it's largely zoos at this point. Like, I know a lot of people don't like going to zoos because they don't like seeing animals in captivity. And that's absolutely the case. There's some sketchy zoos out there. but there are some really, really conservation-minded zoos that are entirely filled with at-risk animals that are not viable in the wild. They were like injured, or they were like separated or something, or like, who knows, there's like a ton of different reasons that an animal could not survive in the wild, and then zoos will fill their populations up with that, or they will take on healthy animals and breed them and release those into the wild. And part of the profits from zoos very commonly go to conservation efforts. So a lot of people think very poorly of zoos because they don't like seeing an animal in a cage. But if the zoo is designed in a way that gives the animal its like more than its bare necessities, and it has some of those conservation efforts in mind, then zoos are like a super great thing for like global environmental preservation and species conservation. Like, I'm super in favor of zoos that are run well and looked after, and the animals are treated properly. They can be a good thing. Yeah, and there's lots of tiny things you can do. My brother actually studied Ferruginous hawks for years, and a really common thing they do with those is they make platform nests. So they make nests up on top of like a flat surface, and they're purposely like raised up high and things. And so what they did to assist that population is you basically just put like a 14-foot pole out, I forget how tall it is, with a flat bit at the top, and that's like their ideal nesting territory. And so they will just build their nest there, and they like to reuse nests. So once they've built it once, they'll keep coming back to it. So you put one pole out in the middle of a field, and you've suddenly given like a hawk family a home that they can come back to repeatedly and like rear their young and everything. So there's tons of like in situ cool things that you can do to help animals and like contribute to conservation. Yeah, so the field, it's a disheartening field to be in because it seems like everything is working against you. Every possible government mandate and regulation and industry and whatnot, but the people who are doing the work and the researchers and the investors and everything who actually care are doing really cool work. And I say the government, they cause issues, but they also, like, I appreciate Canada's government does have resources dedicated to conservation. They could stand to have more, but it's at least something, you know. So I finally have Arachne. Summons a monster that charges at the first enemy it sees, exploding and stunning. Oh, no. That's not the thing I meant to click. I can't level up her skill? That's very interesting, and I wonder why not. Oh, because she hasn't been promoted yet. After a promotion, then that would be allowed? What if I go look at my ghost dude? He, I don't think has ever been promoted, and he still can have that stuff leveled up. I might as well use him, or level him up at least, because I am using him. I should invest in his skill a little bit if he's going to be a part of the line. I have no idea how much fish spawn. I said hundreds of thousands. It's something insane because there's how much do I talk about fish sex on stream? You know, the female releases eggs and the male releases sperm just in like a batch, right? Just dump it all into a big mix, and like they fertilize and they grow very quickly and easily, right? And fish spawn on those levels because at every stage of a fish's life, like Fishy, the old Flash game, from like an egg to a fully sized fish, there is something out there that will eat it. And at every different shape and size that those, I didn't even see if I got one of the hoods that I was after, something will eat it. And so things like fish spawn in these insane quantities, insects as well, because 99% of them will get eaten. If they spawn 100,000 fish, like 4 of them are going to be adults, you know? So it's like, that's how fish operate. And insects, which makes insects really good for running quick tests on, and like bacterias and things, and makes fish really good for conservation efforts. Because like if a bear is not doing well and you want to try and assist a bear population, I forget, their pregnancy I think is longer than 9 months. Is it like a year or something? Bears have really, really long pregnancy windows, and then it takes whatever the heck 7 years for that child to become an independent bear. Like, that's really difficult, so you kind of have to try and protect them in place, and things like zoos can assist by introducing new cubs, and you can like try to get existing bears parents to like adopt. You can like do adoptions. I think penguins really commonly will adopt, but they're weird in the sense that they'll only adopt like nieces and nephews. They have like a weird ability to be able to determine that this penguin is one step removed but still related to me. Like, it's not my child, but it's my brother's child, and now my brother is no longer with us, and so I will take over raising a child. But if it's any further removed than that, then they're like, someone else will deal with it. So that's a thing that makes it a little bit easier to deal with those sorts of species. Big mammals like bears, very difficult. Things like fish that just spawn millions, and then you remove them from predators, and then you just have as many viable fish as possible, and then reintroduce that. There's a bunch of pitfalls. It's not that easy, but there's a lot higher chance of success for something like that than there are like so many other bird populations. There we go. The dreaded shadow. Conjure a shadow against the enemy with the highest magic attack stat, dealing damage and decreasing magic. Just throwing debuffs at him. I'll toss him out there. Why not? I'll do whatever other like equips I can to make sure my characters are nice and like ready for battle. Charge back out. Everyone's a little bit tougher now. Hopefully it goes a little smoother. Warm spots in the lake. Our fish are doing their thing. True. Factual. Absolutely. Polar bear gestation is a little over 7 months. Pandas are a little over 5. Honestly, with how little pandas do to save their own population, I'm surprised that they actually have a very reasonable gestation period. Grizzly bears are about 180 to 250 days. Just Googling this. Black bear is 220. So what are we looking at there? Those are like 7 months. 7 months roughly for each. Okay, so they're actually less than a human, which is really interesting. And that's always so wild, because things like bear cubs come out more capable than like humans do. You know, they can like walk and exist. And they're not going to do well if they get like abandoned and left on their own, but they're going to do a lot better than a human baby. We spend 9 months and we come out just useless. Honestly, I thought bears took longer. I thought I guess maybe with the way that their hibernation cycles work, you like can't be pregnant and hibernating. I assume not. And so like that has to fit. You have to either be hibernating or pregnant. Maybe you got like a free month to yourself in there somewhere to do all sorts of fun bear activities and take yourself on a fun vacation. I don't know. I'm surprised though that they take longer to gestate than I realized, but then the amount of time that has to be spent like raising that animal and making sure it's like healthy and fit and able to look after itself, that stuff takes a long while. I can't believe I made it through that. Astaroth looked like he was going to get nuked there for sure. Bears are cute. They're vicious and wild, but there's a reason teddy bears are as lovable as they are. And most bears are chill. Don't mess with them. They won't mess with you. I've had like a few bear run-ins in the woods. You kind of just back away, go wide, have the bear spray if you need it. I've been really lucky to have never needed to actually bear spray a bear. But a lot of the people I worked with have been bluff charged, which like I've never had to deal with, and I honestly don't know if I could. But if like a bear feels threatened, they usually don't want a fight. Like, that's risky, right? Especially if they're looking after a cub. They'll be more dangerous if they have a cub to look after. But if they're kind of just like startled or threatened or whatever, they'll do a bluff charge where they just run at you. And they can run fast. And obviously they're very big. And then you're just supposed to hold your ground. At the last second, they take a 90-degree turn and then just run off the other direction and they're gone. And they might do a couple bluff charges in a row. The people who I know who have experienced it, like, yeah, you have to be prepared to stand your ground for like 2 or 3 runs and then the bear will peace out. And I think I would be so frozen in the moment that I wouldn't be able to do anything other than just freeze and stand still. It sounds horrifying. I feel glad to have never had to deal with it. But considering the amount of people I know who have been bluff charged, and I'm talking like 10 or something, half the people I've ever worked with in the region that we largely worked in have been bluff charged at some point. None of them have ever been like injured, or the bear has never remotely tried to actually do anything to them. It's a very low likelihood of that happening. But even so, it's a terrifying thought and not something I want to experience. And the babies come out as big as a car. Whale babies, yeah. Bear babies, I mean, they're still big. It's still a big unit. It's a fully grown adult dog or whatever, larger even. Yeah, whale babies are nuts, man. What's the gestation on a whale baby? Because if they're mammals, they must actually be carrying the whale around with them. Like, you're not doing the thing where you just dump the ingredients of a fish baby into the water and hope something happens. No, you actually have to, like, whales, I wouldn't be surprised if they carry their young around for a lot longer, like a full year or something insane like that. Because whales are big and crazy. It gives me all these experience potions, and I have not been using them whatsoever. Where are those? Yeah, that's just like here. And so I have so many of them at this point. So I could legitimately just do this. Yeah, that's one way. That's one way to make the team a little better off, maybe. Although, here's something I'm not understanding. I have 55 of these. They add 300, so I should end up at 1503. And that's not where I end up. So I do not understand how that's being calculated. And I could have sworn I spent more there than it just showed that I did. And I only have 3 of the plus 51. Oh, I must have been given 50 of these all at once as a part of like a special something or other. Yeah, I need more items. Okay, I kind of knew that. These are a bunch of things. How do you get recipes? Oh, interesting. It's funny because a lot of the crafting is literally just based around like, here's what you need, just go get it. And like all of a sudden they need recipes. That's like new. That hasn't come up before. Oh my gosh, all the amount of stuff that I use in XP potions. Now that's a quest, so I get a thing for that. I'm quite curious to get myself up to level 15 because that'll be further than I've made it before. And it'll be my first time getting to see the highwaymen thing. And so I feel like that'll be an interesting, more or less, like I'm aiming for like a 2-hour mark on this stream. And we're getting close to that, but I'm not going to cut it off right at 2 hours. I'm going to go see what the deal is with the highwaymen thing, see what that like event type is, see how that fits into the larger game and like progression and gameplay loop. Whales are at least 10 months. Most are over a year. Dwarf whale sperm. Oh, dwarf sperm whale. It's a very different sentence depending how you rearrange. You could have whale dwarf sperm sperm whale, sperm dwarf whale, whale sperm dwarf, whale dwarf sperm. Did I cover all the combinations there? I lost track. I wasn't planning when I started speaking to try and say all of them. But there's a lot of different combinations that mean so many different things there. Whale big, dwarf small, sperm can mean a few different things depending where you place it in that sentence. The dwarf sperm whale is 9 months. That's the smallest period for a whale I've found. This is the sort of topics of conversation I expected going into this game. Honestly, it's kind of fun to stream something that requires quite passive attention and you come to it every now and again and just like check a couple boxes, rearrange a few things, playing around with all that. That was so funny. You guys both posted like laughing emojis at the exact same time, like within a millisecond of each other. And it's funny that you chose different laughing emojis. That's very funny. I'm in tears. I'm glad there's some good laughs to be had. Yeah, it's a funny thing that I didn't expect playing this game is that there's kind of like a fun component that while the game's doing some of like the auto battling stuff, I can try and like monitor, see how it's performing, see if my composition of team is doing okay. Fighting that grubbed guy, I forget what his name is. He gave me a lot of trouble last time. I honestly don't know what the white bar is that appears above my guys. Oh, that was a big turnaround there. There's a green one, that's your health. The yellow one, you're filling up your like special power or whatever. Ooh, a sensor. But I do not know what the white bar above my heroes is. A shield, or maybe it's a timer on a debuff or something like that. Clip it and put it on TikTok. It probably is the exact sort of thing that is like would be good for that. I forget. I forget how to clip on YouTube. I think you can. I think it was a thing they added a while ago, at least. I don't entirely remember. I'm glad people could have a laugh on that one. If you're on mobile, I don't know. Otherwise, 2 over from the like button, there's like a clip thing. That's good to know. And I don't know what happens with that clip. I don't know if it goes to like the YouTube Shorts section of my own channel or if it ends up posting to your channel. I don't actually know how that works. I've never really tried. I feel like I've been fighting Astaroth a lot. See, there it is. There's the white. Is that like how long the shield lasts for, or something related to the shield probably? Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the shield health. That totally makes sense. I've been wondering that for days. And I finally like remembered to stop and go through it. Oh, come on. They're like 1 attack away from being dead, and they managed to kill 3 heroes at the last possible second. How could you? That was rough. That was a rough end part of that battle there. I wanted, or was at least debating, busting out Arachne and using her for a couple battles. I might still... Oh, I opened up both of them at once. Okay, that's all right. I wasn't expecting it to work that way. Oh, should I read these so it goes away? Thanks for the info. Server update, gotcha. Now it'll stop giving me those notifications. I've collected 2 items. Ooh, spend energy as the days go by. Log in 1 time during a special event, 2 times, 3 times during a special event. There we go, crushing it. Nice freebies there. Okay, I did not realize how many side things I had going on here. Oh my gosh. Okay, lots of chests. We're going to get a ton out of that. The big experience potion, got a bunch of those. And raise stats and skills and things. That's World Pioneers 2. Fight in the arena. The leading warrior, promote to a green rank +1, and promote 5 heroes to green. Okay, now I'm rolling in it. Now my currencies are all like jazzed up again, and I properly made use of all that. Mail. That is mail. These are quests, daily quests. And then it doesn't label these, but these are more running, recurring things. These are on timers too, so that's worth noting there. The chests are going to be kind of funny here. Clip it and post a link. Thank you, appreciate it. Gonna open 24 chests at once. Like, what the hell? Oh, okay, I'm getting some recipes out of that. A bunch of different gear that I've actually never seen before, and some like relatively high level gear. The recipes are especially nice to have. And the recipes aren't one-time use though. They're like, they are one-time use. It's not a thing that you learn and then have to go back to. I think you actually spend it when crafting. A scroll of crafting. It's a scroll of crafting. There was a couple blue items in there. Oh, it's going to freak out at me if I try and scroll through that huge list. That was pretty legit. Got a lot out of that. The recipes. I got more recipes than that, didn't I? Huh. All right, whatever. I don't know. Who should I be gearing up here? I guess I should try and level up Galahad. It seems like he's only a couple small pieces of equipment away from that being a thing. Although maybe I should, I don't know. I want to be pushing forward on the campaign, but the campaign is like, I'm not getting 3 stars every time anymore. And so I feel like I should build up to that. Hey, Zenko, thanks for hanging out. Glad you get to spend some time. And thank you, Sniff Theory, for clipping. Will it post to my channel? Would it post to your own? I genuinely don't know how that works. Shows you how clippable I am. Not always. Right. This is not worth putting time into anyways, because I already know he has a thing that requires level 20 to get up to, so it's a ways off. I need just a bunch of these shields. This is the thing I like most need. There was a thing there saying 3 out of 3, and that makes me wonder if that location has 3 shields to give currently, and that you'd be able to farm them, but then they need to like recharge. Like, I'm okay with other parts of the game needing time to recharge, but I think it's silly when things like the arena, oh, you gotta wait, you can only do a couple of those a day. I don't even know if I'm that mad about that one, because that one is like an optional side thing in the game that allows you to advance further. Maybe it makes sense if that's a here or there thing, but the energy that only allows you to, like, I'm okay when games have multiple currencies. 2, maybe even 3. See, there's the 3 out of 3. That makes me think there's 3 to be found there. I'm going to go there and do that and see if the number changes as long as I find one. But when there's like 19 currencies like this game has, it starts to tip its hand a little bit that maybe long term that they're going to start asking more of you to like remain competitive. But you know, the game has a campaign, a lot of heroes to mess around with, and if you don't feel like joining the arenas or the tournaments or whatever the different things are, then you absolutely don't have to. In that case, you won't have to worry that much about all the insane stacking up varying currencies. Oh, he's so close. I didn't even get the shield. Oh, I can only do that one 3 times, even if I don't get the shield, I think is what it's telling me there. So I guess maybe to stop you from farming low level areas, and you would have to like let those replenish. Same thing. It goes to a your clip section on your account. Now your is vague. And so clips are separate from shorts. Man, do I ever not understand how that side of things works. I know some people have made incredible use of shorts. Hey, there I got a shield. Just across their channel, and have used that to promote things and skyrocket. That goes back to me just trying to do YouTube in a way that is enjoyable for me. It's tough because it like has to be a business. I get paid less so on the Let's Plays. I'm mostly making my money on like the 2 Left Thumbs channel, and so I'm not that worried about uploading 4 clips a day and maximizing that potential and outreach and growth or whatever. If people find the channel, fantastic. I'm happy to have people here watching and enjoying, but it's too much, man. It's in my your clips, so it went to Sniff Theory's account. Okay. Changed YouTube a lot since I started using it. And how? So many. Oh, the Highwayman was 18. The Tower was 15. Whoops. All right, then. Well, he needs a shield. He needs a shield to create the hammer. Doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. It's nonsense. I'm going to rank him up. Now he's a +1 overall. Better stats. Who all do I take with me? Maybe better healing beam. Ginger. I never really leveled up your penetrating shot. There you go. Spread that around a little bit. So the Hero's Way. A new season has started. Participate to win loads of prizes. The Golden Pass enables you to gain certain privileges until the season ends. The Guidebook. Complete quests on the Hero's Way. Earn points. Claim rewards. The Gold Pass. Do I have to buy a Gold Pass? I don't want to. Open a Heroic Chest. So I've already done that. I get my stuff. I complete a mission. Did that. Oh, 20 out of 20. Fight in the arena. I've done enough of that to claim some awards. Leveled that up a bunch. Activating the Golden Pass, I'm guessing, costs money. It costs money, so I'm not doing that. The rewards. Oh, as I've leveled this all up. So I get some things. So the Golden Pass, I've seen this before, so I'm not going to get any of that, but I do get the freebie things. The Grand Champion's Coffer, and what is this? A Skin Stone Chest. That's fun, that I could maybe actually get a skin, and you can see that if you spend money, you get insane, huge rewards for all of this. I ain't doing that. Oh yeah, Titans are a relatively new thing to the game. And I imagine I'm quite far away from being a part of that. I guess there's probably more to do in the tower. I haven't actually done any of the actual tower things. So let me go back to my heroes first. I collect all of the many things that it's gonna grant me. I'm at a funny early stage in all this, right? Where it's just gonna keep giving me things like absolute crazy. Skin coins, so many of them all over the place. Skyship fuel to participate in the captain's tournament. I'm not there yet. Maybe I am, because that's new, I think. The skins, I don't even know. The skin thing might have been new. I don't even know anymore. It's out of control. Sub to 2 left thumbs as well. Well, thank you for that. I hope you find some things there that you enjoy. How did these work? The coffer. So this will just give me like coins or something, right? Yeah. Coins and another new currency, the Outland coin. If you go to the Outland, you can spend them in the Outland shops. See, that's too many. There are too many things. But choose a reward. I get to choose my reward? That's strange. How do skins work? I'm pretty sure it costs that. Oh, he needs the red one to upgrade his strength. All right, there you go, man. He specifically needs the red one. That seems to be tied to the character like type. So I can upgrade more skills and things. Ooh, a demonic skin is cool, maybe, but I've already spent some of that. So who has pink? An angel skin, the illusionist skin. He's kind of silly looking, actually. That's the one I want now. And I need 5,000. I don't understand. Spend 5,000 to unlock or receive the skin and skin stones. Oh, gotcha. I thought that was like an option of what to spend. Wait. You raise your magic attack with skins? Skins actually make the character stronger? So there you're starting to see a thing where like, okay, well, if you want your character to be competitively strong, you got to spend $10 on one hero. That's a little much. That's like the amount of different currencies is getting a little overwhelming, and we're starting to see some of those walls of where the game is going to really heavily like encourage you to spend money. I'm less into those. Yeah, that's about it, is that I'm not hugely into that. But so far I've been able to play without worrying about it too much. I'll go check out the tower, see what's going on at the tower. Right now my team is crushing. Actually, maybe I should see if I can wrap up the like World 2 area. Just like round that out. It's like a nice little story milestone. I didn't even show the beginning part of World 1, so like I might as well show the entirety of the like second area, world, stage, level. I think I'm interchanging all of these words. Ooh, couple level ups, one at least, I think. 16. Juicy. Did I get it? I don't think I got it. Dang it. When the game announces like, hey, you've hit level 15, is it just talking about Galahad? I feel like I myself have a level as well, and it just kind of happens to match Galahad's level, I think is how that is working. Oh right, this area is easy because it's not the furthest along in the campaign. I got into an autopilot mode there for a second and didn't even think about the fact that I'm just trying to grind out that item. Big hulking centaurs. I feel like there's like nice thematic. Maybe the big demon guy doesn't match the rest so well, but they all kind of look like they belong together. I feel like sometimes games like this feel a little cobbled together from different varying parts of different games or whatever. And this game doesn't have that issue. That's good. I will give you a level up to your lead storm. Yeah, let's focus on the campaign for a minute. I don't even know where to spend emeralds. I feel like they're meant for the VIP thing. Let me spend it. Let me use it, you know? I don't care anymore. Moving on from that. Not worried about it. There's only a couple... Ooh, that's where I can get the axe. Recipe. Recipe? Yes. I did summon her, right? I meant to. Like, maybe I should be playing with her. Nah, it's fine. I achieved the minimum I intended to with that. There you go. More equipment. Be a little stronger, a little bit better off for this battle. It still says it's expected to be hard, though. My team is, like, right on an edge here where they're capable. But they're not going to breeze through these battles. He's a little meaner, a little more hardcore. I've wanted, like, the big demon dudes. I kind of only just noticed this, like, last battle. I like when they faint or die, whatever it is in this game. They just kind of draw X's over their eyes. It's funny when everything else is drawn and animated in quite a lot of detail, how simple that is. But it's cartoony and it's silly and it's effective. And I think it, like, matches the overall game quite well, even though it is, like, simplified and silly. Oh, come on, man. Push through. Take him out, take him out, take him out. Ah, the shield. That was crucial shield timing. A little bit of healing. Nice. Should get a 3-star on that one. No problem. Well, a little bit of a problem. Hair of a risk of a problem. But we're doing all right. That one, man. Is there anything here that isn't 3-starred? I 3-starred all of the first one. There's just that one. So I think this is the end part of this. So it's going to be new enemy types and things. Dante. And we have to fight Anne Aurora and an Orion, which we've never seen before. The Wild Satyr. Like, we've seen those before. I was just double checking how they were referred to. The Lava Fracture. Oh, each thing is titled and described. I was not paying enough attention to that. The Lava Fracture leads to the planet's core, supplying the enemy legions with the endless energy. See, I'm slowly chiseling away at my energy stores. I've spent hundreds, I think, already in the span of 2 hours, and I have hundreds left. And I'm not sure at what rate I'm regaining them. Like, the early days of the game, they pump you full of resources so that you can play the game freely. And the more you play it, you sooner or later will deplete those resources. And then it becomes more a matter of, like, patiently playing the game here and there rather than dumping hours and trying to accumulate those sorts of resources. And right now I'm in the early days where I don't really have to worry about that. But that seems like it would be a bit of a bummer. If you got into a groove and were really enjoying the game and having fun and wanted to try new things, if you suddenly didn't have the energy needed. Oh, the forearms, that character's really cool. The robot's cool too, but I like this, I don't know, alien Poseidon Goro thing that's going on. Ooh, these are like actual legitimate heroes. Okay, we took out one at least. I don't think they have a healer, which is good for me. Oh, come on, can we do it without losing anyone? This is crazy because everyone was using ultimates like once every 2 seconds or less, every half a second. That was pretty nuts. Couple more level ups. And we defeated that area. Look at that weird guy. So I would have to get everything there, of course. 45 stars. Oh, I think literally if I think I'm this one away. Oh, why can't I do it? Unique event. Available what? Not enough VIP. I can't go back to that one for some reason. That's a little bit weird. Yeah, the resource dump early on is totally common. Like, almost every mobile game I've ever played has that. Not hugely a fan of it. I don't really think anyone is. It's kind of a shame that that's how the ecosystem of mobile games works. I personally have my, like, dream mobile game that exists in my mind that when things are in a more comfortable position... Oh, a frame. To the 50th level of the tower. Holy hell, you gotta aim high. And I would make it from the perspective of, I'm making this because I think it'll be fun and I'll enjoy it and it's a game I want to play. And I would very much not make it with the purpose of being a big money maker. And so I would remove majority of these monetization things. Like, I don't care. Play the game for 40 straight hours if you want. If you're having fun, go for it. I would probably have to put in things like ads, the odd ad, but optional ads, you know? That's how I'm picturing it, and maybe it builds up enough of an audience to earn some money. My level doesn't seem to be tied to Galahad. So that's confirmed. Someday I'll make my dream mobile game. So this has its own shop where you can buy stones, the Highwaymen. The funny thing here is that I can buy things from the Highwaymen store, even though I'm not there yet. I'm not at that point. Don't have any of these like characters. Hey, I just got one of the splitters from Owned Zero. Oh, it must have been something slightly different. I could have sworn I like just got one of those. Nowhere near enough of those. Dorian. Like Dorian Gray. He looks kind of cool. I have nothing from the Hero's Way. I can't do the VIP shop. The rules. Tell me the rules. How does the tower work? Climb up the stairs by defeating enemies, getting buffs, and opening chests. There are 3 level types in the tower. One with chests, one with the altar, and the one where you must fight. Earn skulls in battles to buy buffs in the altar level. Buff effect is added up and remain effective until the end of the day. Open chests in the chest level. You can get gold, tower coins, or random items. Spend tower coins in the tower shop on soul stones to get new heroes. Gain tower points by winning battles to get an extra reward in the end of the day. All of that was pretty over-explained. I did not ingest most of what I just read. I really think that they could have explained that more simply. Choose heroes to join battle. Well, yeah, I just want to take like my main crew, right? Do I only get to take one guy? It's very misleading that there are like 5 slots. Or for some reason, I can only choose Galahad? Is that the thing? Is that the idea? Is that he goes out there solo and tries to like do it? What, I'm fighting my own team? I don't understand this at all. Like, obviously you're gonna get just ruined, man. I suspect something didn't work properly there. Like, what? Increase heroes' power and try again. Well, yeah, it's like very much pushing me to try and go back and like level up more. Defeat enemy. The enemy is my team, which is strange. I don't really understand that. If I go here and yeah, like they're already all selected, what have you. Here's my new strategy here. Going back, like level 1, first level, and I'm gonna take you with me. I'm wondering if it looks at the most recent team that I used. They'll shuffle walk, ready to go. I'm guessing you're not going to hold up too well. I wouldn't expect it. Your demolition robot's pretty cool. Doing decently considering you're solo, but that, yeah, obviously that didn't go well. So, now if I go to the tower, it still like selects from my range of my own characters. Right? Galahad's dead? What? I don't understand the tower at all. Yeah, this might be like kind of a corner in the game where the grinding now emerges and is something the game is expecting you to put more time into. I can do the Sky Captain thing now. Enraged Bear, that's their name? Halt, you scoundrel. You know full well that your schemes will be thwarted. Oh, my face is on top of them. That's Enraged Bear. I don't know if maybe I'm more out of the way up there for now. The Emperor's Guard will seize you and make you pay for your crimes. Savage Wolf. Oh, where are those guards now? Your skyship has been stolen and your cannons are firing from another skyship. The tournament isn't going to happen. I'll blow up the port and claim all the trophies for myself. You wicked fiend. Why would you destroy the port? Just take the coin and be gone. It's simple, you foolish bear. Who do you think wins the tournament if only one captain is left standing? The enemy's skyships will burn down and the gold will be mine. It's a flawless plan. See, I wish the tower was introduced with like a story component. That would have made it more interesting. What's with all the screaming? What's going on? Guardians, the port is in danger. Grimfang is threatening to blow it up. All these anthropomorphic like furry characters all live over here in the Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow universe. And I will. As for now, I must be on my way. The pile of coins in the port won't claim itself, you see? But worry not. I'll leave my best guys to keep your company. We have to stop him. Attack! The bandit is attacking a man with a patch on his face. Someone should intervene and help him. Oh, we're coming to the aid of them. Loot, a lot of coins, and a scarlet? A scarlet ship? That bandit is attacking a man with a patch. We gotta help him. Same thing, okay. The enemy team is my team. Oh, it isn't. It's just so insanely close because they're like the starter heroes. I assume that was also the same of the tower. Oh, that's ridiculous. Okay, I'm silly for not realizing that. Of course, the early version of the battle is going to use the like most basic heroes, which is almost exclusively what I have. I have a couple of like the next tier, like the not freebie heroes that it gives you just from doing the campaign. But most of them are not a part of my team, so I just totally overlooked that. Good God, when you're all actual hero units warring, as they tend to do, and they're all using their ultimate abilities, it gets pretty out of control. So now I have a skyship and heap of coins. Coins have been a non-issue. Thank you for your help. Guardians, I'm Jean, the captain of this ship. Pleased to meet you, Jean. Alas, the villain fled. I saw you in action. If you help me, we'll stop him for sure. What about the tournament mentioned by Grimfang? Why, haven't you heard of it? The Captain's Tournament. Captains from all across the Dominion will gather in the city port to compete for the winner's title. Are you going to participate too? Of course. I can't miss out on that, can I? The winner will get some amazing rewards, and I've heard a rumor that they'll select the best of the best captains to join a team for the Emperor's secret expedition. But Fang's minions have stolen my canyon and my shield generator. Think you can help me find them? Oh, of course we'll help, Jean. By the way, they're hastily installing a cannon on the other ship as we speak. Could it be yours? It is. I'll lead the way. Let me show you what a real skyship battle is like. So now are we actually going to fight on a skyship? Because I want that. I want to see that. Aurora noticed a cannon on another skyship, Jean's cannon, no less. So we're fighting to acquire our cannon? Like, I'm asking it like a question. That does seem to be the case. Okay, here we go. That first one was just a warm-up. Oh my god, this is a totally different game. Use the skyship captain's unique skill, damage the selected module, and target it with all cannons. It gets damaged when its modules lose HP. You need to destroy the skyship to win. I barely understand. Do I click this when it fills up? I'm this one, aren't I? Oh god, what do? I'm choosing the direction to attack? Can I attack in the other direction? Because that seems pointless. I don't understand how that works. Is it changing what I'm attacking with? Is that me? That was the thing I just did, right? That made no sense. I didn't understand that at all. Did I win? I won. I won? I don't understand how that section works. That confused me. What? Sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. This game was in Epic Games free games and Amazon Prime free game, even though it's a free game. This Hero Wars, you can play Hero Wars on like Epic Games and Amazon Prime and stuff. I actually had no idea. Yeah, I'm emulating this on like a mobile software because I don't know how to record mobile and I thought it was mobile only. So that's like actually kind of funny if that's the case, that it was readily available in these other places that I could have made use of. I really assumed that by doing a couple of those sky battles, I would have like earned some more things. The arena looks like the Eye of Sauron. Yeah, kind of. If it was like more, I guess his eye is vertical, but it's like more vertical. I guess I do more of the Sky Captain thing. Like maybe I at least see if I can reach that endpoint, but I don't understand. Did you enjoy traveling on the skyship? No, I don't understand. No surprise there, piloting a skyship is a form of art. Learning the ropes can be really tricky. If we recover the shield generator, it'll significantly boost our chances. I know where your generator is, but I'm going to ask for a favor in exchange for the information. Oh, you rascal. Now, who are you, and what's with that favor? Just tell me where the cannon is. Something tells me you don't have much of a choice. Besides, it's not like I want something special from you. I'm just asking for a fuel tank. I need it for the tournament. But I only have one. Then again, I really don't have a choice here. Thank you, rascal. Great, thanks. Oh, and would you look at that? The generator is already making its way to your ship. Gene, careful. It was a distraction. The enemy's about to attack our skyship. Oh, today is a mess. Help me protect my bird. Quick. To battle. Deal with the skyship. Generators, what have you. It seems like I just tap the things it tells me to tap when it seems like it's time to tap them. Alright, so that's for sure me on the left. Whoops. Punching my mic a little bit. So there. Okay, so I think that's the main thing that was confusing me, is I thought I was the one on the... So if I do that, it doesn't even shoot backwards. I think if I drag it like any direction, it still works. They maybe just wanted to make it a tad more involved than just tapping. Like this over here is tapping, this one's dragging, and that's like what makes them a little distinct from each other. But it really seems like these early battles are designed where I just like will not lose. I guess it makes sense the first few. Might be confusing it with another game of the same company. Could be. Good, you're staying hydrated. Yeah, this thing is like 1 liter, and I think I drink like 2 to 3 of them a day, probably. Now and again, you know, you just kind of botch it and don't drink enough water. But I try to stay on top of that. Grimfang is fleeing to the port. We have to stop him. Halt, evildoer, you've lost. You can't stop me. The skyship packed full of explosives is already heading straight for the port. I'll loot all the trophies and be off. Enjoy the sight of the skyships burning. There are no trophies for you. You're surrounded, and we've defeated all your minions. There's no way you're escaping us now. What? Impossible. Great work, Guardians. Guardians of the immediate surrounding sky. Less catchy comic title. Now we just need to catch the skyship packed with the explosives and neutralize it. As for you, Grimfang, the Imperial prison will teach you how to be a good sport and win with dignity. Don't you dare. All the rewards are mine for the taking. We're trying to help them like lose gracefully here. I should have taken care of your first thing. I'll have my revenge, just you wait. Tell the guards about it. Farewell, Grimfang. I hope you repent someday. Let's stop the skyship or the tournament will be ruined. We have to destroy the skyship loaded with explosives, and we will get skyship fuel to take part in the tournament with. Yeah, recording on mobile is messy. Trying to do it directly in, like, on the mobile device, I've never found a reliable way to do it. There are ways, but it drains the battery, and I find the emulating easier. Protect the selected module for several seconds. Damaged modules are less efficient. The whole module terminology is nonsense because I don't remotely understand how it applies to what's going on here. Use the unique skill, damage the selected module, and target it with all cannons. The ship is the module? The skyship gets damaged? You're re-describing me how the stuff works. I guess where these are positioned would make more sense if you were playing with your thumbs. Oh, see, so, like, am I supposed to be keeping an eye on, like, perhaps, like, attack up high, attack up left, see if he's attacking and protecting left? Oh, see, so, like, it looks like he's protecting, and there was a shield everywhere. Yeah, so I can choose where to shield. Oh, and so I should be specifically... Oh, I'm losing track of my mouse. Specifically trying to attack, like, a specific weapon. To destroy that. Module is a confusing way of referring to it. But that's totally what it is. He has multiple weapons, and I can choose which one. Or maybe they don't call it... Maybe they call it modules, because it could be weapons, or it could be defenses. It could be a few different things. I have a few fuels, and no tournament coins. Phew. I hope that's the last we see of Grimfang. And we make a great team, too. Thanks for your help. A walk in the park. I like the passion. We're going to clash with some really powerful opponents in the tournament. We'll have to find a way to come out on top. And then we'll be rewarded for a fortune and impress the Emperor. Luck is a fickle mistress, my friend. You shouldn't be too confident. I'm after the victory, too. Jolly Hamster. That's a great name for this cute little character. Why, hello there, Lucky. You and your tales again. But luck won't aid you in a battle with the Guardians. Soon you'll learn I'm the best captain around. Oh yeah? We'll see about that. If you really are as good as you claim, keep on winning battles and I'll join your team. My skyship will bring you good luck, and you'll help me win the tournament. It's a win-win. Besides, I imagine you'll be fed up with the self-conceited Bear Cub's company by then, so you'll appreciate a fresh face. What did you just say? Hurry up. It's time to join the first tournament battle. So that's what this will be, right? Oh, and all manner of useful wares are sold here. And they are waiting the battle. So if I go to the shop first, I have none of this currency. There's so many things you can spend it on. So if I go back to here, Captain's Tournament. And here I think I'm playing a random actual person who's level 65. I'm so screwed. The opponent is waiting for the battle to start. Can I leave and come back? That's worse. I'm going to regenerate that until I hopefully come to someone lower than 65. That's my new target. Now they're all coming out at 120. I may have made a grave error. I'd happily settle for 65. There we go. It's still way above me. I'm still so screwed, but whatever. I just want to see how this works. Blue stacks I have not used. I've heard some people are like that one. I'm using LD player. And honestly, it seems to work quite well. So I'm going to attack to the right to specifically try and destroy his, like, that one thing there. And I can try and specifically protect the thing that he's, like, most near to destroying. So I think I get how to do this more strategically. And see, now he's shielding it. So hopefully I'll blast through that. There you go. I will protect that because that's where he's, like, most currently focusing his fire. I'm not even paying attention to the health. Now that I kind of get this more, there's, like, places you should be focusing your attack. I almost wonder if I should not attack whatever he's actively shielding, if that's a better strategy. And see, now the shield just, like, wore off, and now I can get in there and attack it anyways. And so presumably you can do a lot because I'm playing live. And I'm just playing against a computer? No! What? I kind of checked out there because it seemed like an easy win. Like, it was definitely going to come together. And I was saying, like, oh yeah, it seems like, you know, His is automated, whereas I'm actively controlling things, so I kind of have the advantage. And I still lost by like one attack. That's brutal. Yeah, before BlueStacks, I was using Nox, and everything I've heard says that Nox just like literally sells your data to China, or just like gathers it and get whatever it does. Pretty sketchy, and it was unreliable. It crashed all the time. The little bit I've used LD Player, it seems to work quite well. I hope it's not sketchy. I had some people vouch for it, so I think it's okay. I know a lot of people like BlueStacks. I did not know it was Web3. So yeah, I guess I'm glad I didn't go with that one then. Oh, he shielded it just in time. All right, this time I will focus fire on that and try and break through the shield. Between those two attacks, I should more or less do it. And hopefully I'll be a little bit better off this time around. Oh, he just did a huge chunk of damage to me too, actually. Oh, and it's a while before I can use my like ultimate again. Oh, did he destroy my thing that allows me to make shields? That's the sort of like strategic play that I have not learned yet. That seems like it makes a huge difference. I barely pulled that one out, but it's still a win. I'll take it. And I get 1750 of that currency, which does not stretch far at all. Did that cost me a fuel? That cost a fuel. Winning cost a fuel, but losing didn't? If I'm like understanding that correctly. Look at the crazy frames and things you can get for your character. Oh, I don't even get like a quest thing for winning a sky captain reward, what have you. So you probably just keep playing those, and you have the 6.5 hours to see how many wins you can get, something like that. There's the tower. There's like that whole Titan thing they haven't reached yet. The Highwaymen thing. The Hero's Way. VIP. There's all these different things. All these different ways to play. Which gives you like plenty of options. Well, I think that gives me like a really nice place to leave things for now. Guilds are at level 30. So I'm not going to be doing that one. The Hero's Way. Right, I did start the Hero's Way. I just did not make it very far into that. Yeah, I think that's a nice, healthy look at what Hero Wars has to offer. The points in the game where monetization are going to come into effect and eventually be like required are pretty apparent. Like, I don't even think they're trying to hide that. I actively dislike that a game would include anything where's the shop? Anything that gets as expensive as some of this does. Like, so you can do all that without spending money, but then they're like, ooh, it's a deal, you only have to spend $62 to get the coins. And it's just like, well, it's a mobile game. I want to spend $5 and then never spend another penny on it ever again. I don't like, it's so exploitative to have the dollar values be as high as they are. But then there's things like this. You could watch an ad to refill your energy. I'm perfectly okay with that. I think that's reasonable. It's a little bit like manipulative, but I think it's, when done well, it's unobtrusive and fine and just a good way for the character to earn, or the company to earn without having to like exploit people. So yeah, the game has a bit of both, the exploitative and non-exploitative type of monetization. But there's like plenty to do here. I barely scratched the surface. Like, I have whatever, 8, 9 heroes, something like that. There are so many heroes, which is cool. And I think they add to that quite a lot. And so you could really, and they rebalance things quite a lot and everything too. Chaba, that's what that weird guy's called. And so, like, if a character is totally useless, they actually do come back to the game and rebalance it to, like, make them viable. And the fact that they care enough to do things like that is, like, pretty cool. They want the game to have, like, a competitive angle to it. And hopefully there's ways to maximize that without people spending $1 million on this game. Hey, Perry. It's unfortunately a terrible time to jump in. Yeah, I'm like actively wrapping things up. Thank you everyone who came and hung out. I'll remind you one more time, if you feel intrigued and want to pick up the game for yourself, then do so with that link down below. I'm not even getting paid. It's just kind of a nice little like thing. I set up with the Hero Wars company. And so if you want to try it out, you can start off with a ton of resources, really stretch things out until the game starts asking you for money, and at that point you'll have enough in to know if you want to stick with it. So it seems like a really good way to get like an entry point into a game like this. So yeah, really great time talking about animal sex and gestation periods. always a good topic of conversation in a live stream. I appreciate you hanging out. And Shadows Over Loathing coming back soon. I'm thinking like next week I'm gonna aim for like Monday or something. Really push that series and try and finish it up with a sequential daily uploads. And then I'll reevaluate what I'm gonna do with the Let's Play channel from there. I plan to keep it active, but I'll come up with a schedule. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see